Welcome to the Huddle Sports Network, where we're breaking boundaries and redefining podcasting. Broadcasting live on 6 different platforms, we're bringing you the latest in sports like never before. Imagine tuning in to real-time discussions, expert analyses, and fan interactions all at your fingertips. Each platform offers a unique experience, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. We're not just sharing stories, we're creating a community of passionate sports enthusiasts. Join us as we dive deep into the evolution of podcasting, where every episode is a chance to engage, debate, and celebrate the world of sports. This is where your voice matters and the game never stops. Welcome to the Huddle Sports Network, where we're breaking boundaries and redefining podcasting. Broadcasting live on 6 different platforms, we're bringing you the latest in sports like never before, where sports passion meets podcasting brilliance. I'm Mike, the Bear fan, and alongside Bill, the Packer fan, and our buddy Ken Catalone, we're bringing you an incredible lineup of 38 diverse podcasters. Each one brings their unique flavor to the table, covering everything from game analysis to behind-the-scenes stories. Imagine diving deep into the minds of experts who live and breathe football, sharing insights that you won't find anywhere else.
Good afternoon! Lions talk with Smoke and Jeremy B. And the Vikings choke harder than an OnlyFans girl that was a rookie last night. That's all I got to say. But at least they scored their first touchdown of 2025. Let's get into it in a minute.
Show up here locally in the community. Make sure y'all go check out Meat Fat Bodies by Jeremy Smoke.
That's right. I saw it in the comments. You nailed it. Skull fuck. The Honolulu Blue Flu does strike twice in the same season, with them facing the same team the next week. I kind of said it would happen. Ricky Sakat in the chat. I'm telling you, Sam Darnold is the Sam Darnold. The Vikings O-line looked like one of those old saloon doors that just kept keep opening. Yeah, a revolving door. Yep. Frauds have been exposed. No more shit from Viking fans until next season. Hey, and if we lose to Washington, we're going to be right there on the couch with them. In the regular season, let's face it, the Packers, the Vikings, and Lions were the most dominant teams in the dominant division in football. I'm not even bullshitting about this right now. I'm just being real. But yeah, I wore the War Week colors today because that's what I'm here for. You never know. I don't think we have since we beat them. I think one has came in and congratulated us. One. And that would be one Mr. Mike Johnson. The Vikings fans that frequent my Wednesday night show, he's been a real one the whole time. So Rams get Philly. They get to go to Philly. Yes. Yes, both of you are right. The Darnold blueprint was pressure up the middle. That's what the Lions did. We kept forcing linebackers in there. I saw Nowoski get in the backfield. I saw Campbell get in the backfield. We even saw Anzalone a couple times. They didn't use him as much in those blitzing situations because of his arm. They didn't want him to re-injure it, but they did use him. Right, 100%, Kevin. And that's where I'm at with it. Right now, There's only 2 teams in the NFC North that's undefeated. You wanna know how stupid this is? And we're both 1-0. It's Chicago and Detroit. Think about that for a minute. Packers didn't even get the chance to win 1 game before they hit the couch. Sam Darnold looked like fucking shit. Yes, he did. Bill T, you're 100% correct. Got the least amount of people watching we've ever had on this morning show. About 30. He'd have been a 40 to $45 million quarterback because the franchise tag's 45 million. Bears own the Packers till September. Yeah, because they're last. Wow. You know how crazy it is to say that? Ownership shouldn't go by history. It should go by season. And technically, neither team owns each other. It's truly amazing. The Vikings' only losses were us and the Rams. They played us twice in the Rams. That was 3. Yeah, 14-3. And they lose to the Rams again in the playoffs. That's crazy. Buddy can get going. How many of you watched last Wednesday's NFL Roundtable Talk? I heard me say I had the Rams winning, and it might be by double digits because they housed them the last time. I said the words right with Mike Johnson. And he goes, "I don't like you very much right now." So if what I'm hearing is correct, and they had to go in and clean up the meniscus in JJ McCarthy's knee with that second scope surgery back in October or November. Right. Mm, I seen that report, but until I see reports from a credible source like Ian Rappaport or Adam Schefter, I'm one of those guys. I don't listen to all the hearsay bullshit. They, they were all or nothing mode. This is what I see with the Vikings. They were all or nothing mode. The only way they were going any further was if they beat us in week 18, and they couldn't do it. They couldn't even score a touchdown. They got their first touchdown of the year, though, in that third quarter. Congratulations. But still only scored 9 points. 9 points in back to back games. So, on to actual Lions news because, it's nice commiserating about people and their woes, but that's not who I am. Carlton Davidson jaw fracture on December 15th. Estimated was a 6 weeks post injury. However, Campbell suggested that Davis is out for the season. Aiden Hutchinson, optimistic for a return either be this week or next week to the 21-day window. And his Straw was activated on January 9th, which means with these 2 weeks, he may be playing as early as this week. Thank God, anybody but Vildor. Terry Arnold, right foot injury. January 5th, it was the best case outcome as in a contusion, not a sprain or significant fracture. There's a good chance he'll be ready by Saturday. Levi Onwuzurike, right ankle, January 5th. He left, had it right wrapped up, still finished the game, logging 74% of the snaps, which is reassuring, but something to monitor on the practice report. David Montgomery, right MCL, December 15th. Montgomery is likely to play Saturday night, which will be 5 weeks post injury. And there is your injury report as of this morning. Yeah, it was a great. Isn't it funny? TJ Hawkinson gets thrown passes that were right on the money in the Lions game. Couldn't catch a fucking cold and makes that circus catch for the touchdown. Let's put it this way: the franchise tag is 45.8 million, and it might be more because that number was established before Dak Prescott got his payday. The estimated amount. Oh, Buddy Conquito, you're absolutely right. The only one you can talk to about anything is Broski, and he's been realistic lately. He goes after we beat the Vikings. He goes, "You guys just might win the Super Bowl." At least he's been honest about it, and I give him credit for that. When Darnold missed on the screen pass, that was unreal how off he was. I know, and that's exactly what I was thinking. We might only see 18 to 25 passes from Goff in this game, unless they're looking at this as a revenge game for the past. If anybody understands what I'm talking about. Yep, Brian Robinson, their power back. Austin Eckler is a scat back that's getting up there in age. He's not as fast as he used to be, but he's still effective in the passing game. We have to watch out for him in the screenplay game, but we've been doing good against that. Just think we got our full complement of wide receivers since the Jags game, since Leaf went down. All four of our top starters are in. When I say all four, I'm talking Amon-Ra, Jameson Williams, Tim Patrick, and Khalif Raymond. Allen Robinson is a nice addition off of the practice squad, and he's came in spots, but he hasn't been. Yeah, I'm not going to go there because we've had the same results in our history in the postseason. So I'm I'm not ready to talk that shit unless we get to the Super Bowl. The Eagles, yeah, Joey Uso is great. I love Joey Uso. Um, from now on, that's just going to be Monday mashup with Smoking Jeremy B until Von Doom can get his schedule cleared up to be on. He's realistic. He has fun. I love it when he said, "You see, the only running." Oh, that's good for the NFC South. Good news is we don't play them this season. We play the NFC East again, or the NFC East. Two of those teams are itching like they got a staph infection. Pardon me. Coffee's been good to me this morning. Exactly. How many quarterbacks ran for over 80 yards this year versus Detroit? It's one. Josh Allen. Jaden Daniels is not Josh Allen. He's averaging about 39 yards a game. Maybe, I think it was, they said 0.25, so a quarter of a touchdown per game because he didn't have that many on the season. So when you think about that, what we got to worry about is having the right center field defenders there because where he struggles at, where most of his stuff is right in the middle between the hash marks. He hits guys good on the outside. So if Carry on Arnold's back, and if Ennis Rakestraw can help ABV on the other side or a Meek or whoever, because Rakestraw is fast. Let's not Let's not kid around here. Straw is the faster of the two cornerbacks we got, but he's not the better. If he was the better, he'd have been the starter to start the season before he got hurt. And he's really good at man coverage. Gets burnt in zone a lot. So I like him being a roaming helper. Kind of like the way we used Meek. I think we're going to play a lot of cover one. Cover one, man to man. That's what Jaden Daniels. Yes. Oh my God. Expose these clowns. Expose these frauds. Oh my God. They only beat up a bad team. That's just it. We're the rabid fan base. We're the closest we've been without playing a game to the Super Bowl. I love the fact that we got fan bases calling people out for their stupidity anymore. Our loyal fans are smart. Exactly, buddy Kinkito. And that's the way this team has been all year. Well, that's because the tickets went on sale, and all of them were sold out within 3 hours online. That's secondary prices now. When they started at 12.50 and up. So you know, the secondary tickets, Lions have nothing to do with that pricing. That's scalpers. Moonscar Blade, back-to-back Pick'ems champion. He won it by 6. He had 57 right out of the last 6 weeks. Right. But the problem is, Gurdett, a lot of it is not the season ticket holders doing that. They allot so many per person outside of season ticket holders. But let's say it's somebody like a StubHub or Ticket Smarter or somebody like that. They have 10 to 20 people buying the max amount of tickets for that location online per email. That's the biggest thing, JI. We haven't seen much out of Jaden Daniels in a dome. Matter of fact, I'm going to look that up now. Damn it. Okay, so let's see. Did they played in Dallas, in New Orleans, and won by a point. Oh, they housed the Cardinals. Okay. The season ticket holders are not allowed to sell them. Am I going to the game? God, I wish. I'm on the short list for the wait list for the press passes. I can't afford it right now. I'm not even working because they don't want you price gouging fans. If you have a season ticket holder, you get your tickets at a discount. If you're going to gouge them and go more than double the ticket value, they will revoke your season ticket. Hey, Moonscar, row one behind the bench on Ticketmaster. I get that. That is the right price for that seat in a playoff game. Think about it. Yes, there is a press box up there. It's in that row of suites. You can see the one where all the announcers are. There's the one where Dan Miller and Lomas Brown and that crew for the radio crew. Then there's the TV crew, and then there's the press box for all the media that writes. Some of them get sideline passes and stuff like that because they have a camera and they take pictures and do interviews. Right, I understand that, but I'm saying those 3,500 to 4,200. But 4,200 isn't twice of what it was on Ticketmaster before resale value, so they're just making a little bit. Oh, I'm on the short list. My name's in the mix. Well, it's the NFL sets the ticket prices. Everybody thinks it's the Lions. It's based off of where your record sits, where your team finishes, and the increases incrementally across the board. There's a reason why the Arizona ticket prices have been low. Oh, I know, Moonscar. Last year it was 12,500 for the nosebleeds. Now it's up to 16K. Yes, absolutely. I agree. Rather sit in the recliner. Like I said, some of those people are just trying to make as much money as possible. Nope, because until the team wins, they can't sell them. If I remember right, it's one game at a time, and they sell out quick. They sell out in a day. The NFC Championship and the divisional round, there shouldn't be that much difference in prices. I'm pretty sure it'll be close to the same. But that's some good news on the injury report. I'm hoping I see something from the Lions today saying that we added Mr. Hutchinson to the 21 day. Yeah, so basically, it's almost the same. Um, I understand some of the secondhand sites say 600 for this game, but retail wise, I heard It was much right around the $500 amount when they came out. Now let's go see if I got anything. Got any update? Yeah, no updates yet. So they haven't even reported for practice. Should be today though for the walkthroughs, video analysis, that type of thing. That's usually what they do on Tuesdays. Wednesday they get into drills. Thursday and Friday is usually your pads on practices. So that means it went from 500 to 700. That's the average if you look at that. Right, because when they're verified resale tickets, Ticketmaster doesn't set the price. The individual owner of the ticket does. And they usually set it because Ticketmaster takes a percentage. All of these sites take a percentage of the sale. That's how they make their money. The fees and stuff, that's NFL fees. Don't think that the site fees or any of that crap. Because there's fees even when you buy the ticket straight from Ticketmaster without it being resale. So the fees kind of don't change. It's a set percentage. That's that's just what it is. Oh yeah, you know, let's face it. And there's some companies that go and buy the tickets for some of those upper level or the box seats. If you know what I'm talking about, there's box seats and then there's suites. Box seats are different. Box seats are like Comiskey's not coming back this year. He is on season-ending IR. It's looking like the same with Carlton Davis. I mean, somebody said there's a chance by the NFC Championship we'll see Derek Burns, but I haven't heard it. Yep, absolutely, Gurdette. And if you want the VIP access, add another 25,000 per ticket on top of that. Another 50,000 would be like 111 with the VIP access. Minnesota Fraud Kings. Corey, guess what? Bears, Packers, Vikings. You are all next to this guy eating cob. Ralph Williams, good to see you. Moonstar. Let's face it, that basement. She hasn't been here still. Haven't seen hide nor hair of her. I don't think so. There's a AG's game plan is study each team, do it week by week, and run it. Yeah, they are all in witness protection. I get it. Sarah is busy watching documentaries now. She said so on another show. Oh, was that Russell Wayne show this morning? I think we should just sit back and relax because this is what we do every week. AG goes and puts a game plan together, and then they execute it according to Ken, the Bear fan. So according to 10 win Ken, got it. All I know is that couch in the basement, it has a big imprint from one team over the past 70 years. And it's always going to be calling to us until we get there. Yeah, I also saw a video of the Green Bay Grinch complaining about being peed on in Philly. Way to stay classy, Philly fans. Arnold's healthy. I don't believe any of the reports until I see it happen. I haven't seen a second interview scheduled yet. Till I see a second interview scheduled yet, I'm not worried about any of our coordinators leaving. Yeah, I actually talked with a couple of Bears fans the other night on their show, and they want us to go all the way, Kevin. They said I think this is the year where Detroit, it's their job. They're the only ones that stand in their face. Yeah, that's a lot in one day. That's awesome. You know how weird it is to be sitting here having a team, a division that was this dominant, and we're the only ones left after the first week of the playoffs, and it's not the Packers or Vikings or even the Bears. It's the Lions. You know how weird that feels? Moonscar, LOL. That's what I keep saying, telling Kens and Rob not to mess up our ass print. Oh, that's great. Yes, I had another fucking tooth break. And our coordinators aren't hurting for money. No, you know what? If they take another job, it's because they earned it. Let's not bullshit ourselves. I still think AG is more head coaching ready than Ben Johnson. This is just my personal opinion. Just by what Ben Johnson said right after week 18. My long term goal is to be a head coach. Remember, he's only 36. But I'm having fun where I'm at right now, and my family loves it here. Oh, I've been talking about Washington. Darren, hey, what did I just say? Is that there is the biggest aspirant in that basement couch is the Lions. Don't fuck it up because we might end up being there next week. You guys played a hell of a season. I'm sorry it fell apart last night. If Sam Darnold didn't choke like a rookie only fan girl for $20, you guys might have went further. That's what I got to say about it. That's the only shit talking I'll do, is about the play on the field. I'm not talking about and we had a bunch of fans come in here, and kudos to you. You're the first one to come in and not talk shit to us after a loss. Thank you, Darren. How's that? I'm going to give you credit. I started the show. I said what I had to say. Every now and then I get someone that comes in that didn't get to see what I said at the start of the show, so I got to repeat it. And that's where I'm at. Because the game was last night. We haven't even started practicing. I already did my injury report. And I was just talking about coaching and our coordinators. And again, great season, Darren Ryan. You guys had a great season. I'm sorry it's over. Oh, it's the Bears. Yeah, of course, the people on the couch before you. Of course, they're going to heckle you more. I wasn't doing the heckling thing. I said my joke about the OnlyFans girls, and I left it alone. I thought it was pretty good. And the only other thing I said was you guys got Honolulu Blue flued for the second time because you got snookered in because the Rams lost to make it so they faced you right after us. And that was kind of like a knife in the back when they lost and Tampa Bay won. Does that make sense? The Rams defense did look great last night, but I'm going to say this, they're going to struggle to do that in the snow in Philly. I understand defense travels, but you're talking about an indoor defense that doesn't deal with the cold anymore. Matt Stafford didn't have a good record in the snow in Detroit. Everybody talks about Goff, but nobody talks about how Stafford struggles in the cold, how he was owing forever in Green Bay. But yet, Goff sucks, you know. Bears and Packers fans are the worst. They can be. No interviews for Ray Agnew yet, and I said there probably wouldn't be. He's the one that flies under the radar. All the interviews has been like Chris Spielman. That's it. Oh, there was rumored. They rumored that it was going to happen during the broadcast. I don't want to talk shit about that, but yeah, nobody wants to bring up the fact that Matt Stafford threw 4 picks versus the Denver Broncos in the middle of winter. Nobody wants to bring up the fact that Matt Stafford threw three interceptions and 1 touchdown versus Tampa Bay in the middle of winter, or the awful game he had versus Chicago when we lost in the middle of winter. The only ones he came close to winning was the ones in warm weather. I know they're smart football fans. There's stupid football fans in every fan base. We've even got them in ours. I'm not going to go there. You got 90% good fans that are either knowledgeable or know when to keep their mouth shut, or you got 10% of the fans that don't know how to shut up and all they do is talk shit to everybody and then they run when shit goes south. I don't think Ray Agnew gets any interviews till after the season's over. That's just my opinion. You know what the bad part is? A lot of those places will have their guys yet. I think the Eagles are going to win at home. Hey, amen. I hear you, Darren. I know you made history last night. Oh, you was speaking of the 10%. Thank you. Okay. I just wanted to get that out there because we have 10% of our fan base that is absolutely delusional. And again, I'm going to say exactly what I said, Darren. Congratulations on a good season. And I'm sorry it ended the way it did because we've been there and we're not out of that spot yet. Let's face it. All of the NFC North teams that had a good year, what have we done? 0-1 so far. The only one left in it is Detroit. But at the same time, it goes back to my chemistry thing going into the playoffs. A win before you go in means more for your team than a loss for the chemistry. Pat Rothwell in the house. I said when both teams lost in week 18, I said I don't see either one of them winning in the wild card round because the chemistry and the winning mentality goes right out the window because it's the first calendar game of the year. I warned you, Darren. I sat there. I said I had a feeling it was coming. I was hoping it wasn't going to be right before the playoffs. I said that midway through the season when we played you guys, and you guys still had a great game against them. And I gave you guys credit for that great game. Do you remember that, Darren? When we all talked about it, I said I just hope that this is the real Sam Darnold, and the New York Jets Darnold or the Carolina Panthers Darnold never shows up. Because if he plays like this all the way through, we'll see you in the NFC Championship. Is what I said, and I meant it. Interesting rule. Interesting rule change they're talking about bringing in. Instead of the seeding being by division winners for 1 through 4, by the record you earned. Yes, thank you. Get the likes up for me. Whatever platform you're on, whether you're on X, Facebook, Twitter, anything, hit the like button. It helps all the algorithms. I don't care if you're watching on Huddle Sports Network, My Network, Ken the Bear Fan, all of them. I said the same thing, Corey, when they couldn't beat you know, Darren, say what you want. You lost to a good team in week 18. I don't think JJ's going to be there to start the season because of the meniscus cleanup they did. Wow, I'm being nice with saying only 10%. I would say about 15% of our current fan base is bandwagon fans. So I would say at least 35% is our current fan base of idiots. Good God, Darren. Hey, I was trying to give you kudos, brother. I was trying to take the sting off of it for you. I wasn't trying to be like one of the shit talking fans, but while you're all on the couch, but visiting the Bears in the basement, watching the playoffs, just keep that big dent from the Lions' ass in that seat. Perfect for us. Okay. Whoops, do you whoops do you like in the other games, JB? Um, until the Chiefs lose, I like the Chiefs in their game. They're playing the Texans. Texans play great defensively, but now they got to go outside in Arrowhead in January. I don't like their chances. I think Daniel Jones gets re-signed, or they give a mediocre another $15 million deal to Darnold. I think that's what's going to happen. You're either going to get Daniel Jones at what Darnold made this year, Are you going to say, well, Darnold, you did great up until the playoffs, so here's 15 million to do it again? One of those two will be the starter till JJ comes off the IR. I have 14 wins. I'm sitting in the penthouse, and they are in an Airbnb. Broski, what I said is the basement. Good morning, Joey Uso. Thanks for coming on last night. That was great. Uh, it was a little of both. The offensive line gave up 33 pressures to Detroit when we were averaging 20 prior to every game before that since the loss to Hutchinson and the addition of Zadarius Smith. The most we had was 20 until that game. Yes, it is afternoon. That O-line gave up 9 sacks. Eagles or Rams? I think the Eagles win because it's outside in the cold and it's supposed to be snowing there on Sunday. I agree. I just said the same thing. But what I was referring to, Broski, I said now that the Vikings are out of the playoffs and the Packers are out of the playoffs, they're going down to join the basement couch with the Bears. But the biggest imprint in that couch is the Lions' ass. Don't fuck it up because we might be joining you. Brian Art, what's up, B? Be Strilla to Thrilla in the house. For some reason, I see the Ravens beating Buffalo. Their defense have been playing well lately. Um, you have to remember, Baltimore is way further south than people give it credit for, and Buffalo is north. Snow baby in Philly, yes. And with snow coming and lake effect snow, plus a bitter wind chill because it's supposed to be that cold snap still. I literally could see Buffalo winning that game. We could end up with the AFC Championship of Buffalo at Kansas City again. That's what I think is happening. On the NFC side, I think the Eagles win because of the snow and the cold. Yeah, and how many did Cam Akers have? Did he play? Because that makes a difference too. If he has 13 and Cam Akers have about 8 to 12, but the 40 plus passes, if you're doing 80% passing and 20% rushing, we've all seen it's not a bad. I am loving Buffalo in this matchup too, just because I think they're playing better as a team right now. Right. Okay. So that was one of his first games back, is what I was getting at, Joey Uso. I didn't know when you played him, and I appreciate the insight. So Puka did play. Gotcha. 5 carries for Akers. So yeah. So you're doing 80% passing, 20% rushing. I was right on the money. Never a good sign. We saw that here in Detroit. You have to use the run to set up the pass, not the pass to set up the run. You say that, but if they don't give him the ball, he's stopped by the game plan. We've seen it, Richard Head. Go back and look at most of their losses. King Henry's touches have been less than 15. So it really depends on what happens in the game. It does. But Kyron Williams also has gotten better since that time. Caleb's next job will be a meat locker. Prove me wrong. Well, His rookie year, he had over 60% completion percentage. He had almost 3,600 yards. He had 20 touchdowns and 6 picks. Despite getting sacked 70 times over the season, if they don't improve the O-line, I agree. How's that, Darren Ryan? I think they need a better O-line. I think they need a better OC. I think they need a better defensive coordinator. I think they need a better head coach. I think they need a better owner, a better front office. Yes, he did. I'm not even picking on him. So Oscar Mayer footlongs will be in his throat future. A steady diet of it. This is our best chance to ever reach the Super Bowl with starting in the divisional round. Because now you only got to win 2 games to get there. And we're at home, both of them, because we had the number 1 seed. It's why we're still the favorite out of the NFC, betting wise, to make the Super Bowl. And that's not me talking shit. That's not me overhyping the Lions. That's just the facts of what it is. Back to back division champion and the number 1 seed. Last year we were what? The number 2 seed? Or was it the 3 seed? I can't even remember anymore. I believe it was the 2 seed. If there's going to be an upset this weekend, I see it in the Bills and Ravens game, Raven getting the upset. Because, like you said, if King Henry goes off, the Bills are done. I don't see the Texans beating the Chiefs in the cold. I just don't. I don't see the Rams beating the Eagles in the cold. And I think as long as we play a good cover 1 defense, mix in a little bit of zone every now and then, and we have our best safeties back in center, the deep center coverage, Jaden Daniels will make a mistake. We have to do a containment blitz. We can't let him roll inside of the defensive ends, leaving the outside rollouts open because that's when he does damage downfield outside the hash mark. I said they were broski. I gave credit. I thought it was 35-97, so I gave him 56 yards too many credit. I haven't knocked Caleb Williams for his play. I've knocked the team for sucking around him. I still think it was a luxury to take Rome Odunze over the best offensive lineman. I think we were the 2. Because if we'd have won the Dallas game, we'd have been the 1 seed, if I remember right. No, we were the 3 seed because we had to go to San Francisco. You're right, Brian. Right, but you're talking about outside, very cold weather, lots of snow. We've seen Baltimore struggle with that. I know, Borowski. Right, and that's the biggest thing I saw. Their run defense was getting gashed by Rashad Wright and Bucky Irving, and those are good guys. But were they as good as Gibbs and Monty this past year? And Monty's back, fully healthy and practicing. So I don't like Washington's chances. Amen, no, Joey. And with Brian Robinson possibly being out, that's going to be a rough time for Jaden Daniels because that takes away their power inside run. Austin Eckler is a good scat back now and a good receiving back, but he's not as good between the tackles. So if Brian Robinson Jr.'s out, not the Rams, I meant Detroit. Yep, I got you. But it's time for me to give homage to my sponsor, Brandon Ser- excuse me, Brandon Service at the corner of South Grand Traverse and West Atherton Road, 602 West Atherton Road, in Flint, where the water's shit, but the tires are good. Stop in and check us out. $45 and up for used tires, depending on size and condition. If you need new tires, please give 1 to 2 days for delivery when you call to get your quote. 810-233-8230. Talk to George or Red. Mention this ad, you will get $25 off a new set of tires or $10 off of a used set of tires. This has been Lions Talk with Smoke and Jeremy B, going live across everywhere. We're at 562 subscribers. Thank you to every single one of you for helping me grow this show. Have an amazing day and peace, love, and chicken. Try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way